All right, this is the Science Forward exam question review. So, this question says engineers are exploring locations to construct a new building. They study a chart showing factors that affect the rate of weathering. So, let's look at this chart. It says factors that affect rates of weathering. Okay. Factors precipitation, thickness of soil layer, hills. Weathering rate fast to slow, high, medium, low, thin, medium, thick, steep, medium, gentle. Okay. Next, the engineers study a chart showing characteristics of 4 locations in Wisconsin. So these are four locations. The average precipitation yearly 31 to 32 inches, because it says inches, 37 to 38 inches, 32, 33 inches. In location 3 and location 4, 34 to 35 inches. Thickness of soil layers, thick, thin, medium, thin, and hills, gentle, gentle, steep, and medium. Okay. So the question says, which location most likely has the slowest rate of rock weathering? Okay. So this means most likely slowest rate of rock weathering. Well, location 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the locations we're looking at. Okay, we need to know what has the slowest rate of rock weathering. Well, weathering rate fast to slow. Okay, so precipitation has a high, medium, or low rate. Thickness of soil layer has a thin, medium, or thick. So if the precipitation is high, the weathering rate is fast. If the precipitation is medium, the weathering rate's kind of in the middle. Precipitation is low, then it is slow weathering. If the thickness of soil layer is thin, then it's really fast. If the thickness of soil layer is medium, the weathering rate is kind of in the middle. And if it's thick, it's really slow. So hills, if they're steep, the weathering rate is fast. The hills, if it's medium, the weathering rate's kind of in the middle. And if the hills are gentle, then the weathering rate is slow. So we need the slowest rate of rock weathering. So the ideal location would have low precipitation, thick soil layer, and gentle hills. So let's look at our location. So low precipitation, thick soil, and gentle hills would be our prime location for the slowest weathering of rocks, the weathering rate. Well, let's look at location 1. Its precipitation is 31 to 32 inches. It looks like that's low compared to the others. Okay, so that works. This thickness is thick. Well, that's slow. Yeah, I would go with that. And then the hills are gentle. So I look back at this map, so hills are gentle. I look back at this chart. Hills factors. They're gentle hills, then they're slow. They have gentle hills, so they're slow. So I would automatically go, yes, location 1. However, let's make sure the other locations are not also good options, because lesson 1 is a very, very good option. Okay. It is a good choice, but we have to make sure that it is the best choice. So we have to eliminate the others. So it looks like location 2 has a really high. Okay, so location 2 has a really high precipitation rate, because it's 37 to 38 inches a year. The thickness of soil layer is really thin, and the hills are gentle. So, I mean, possibly it does have gentle hills, but both the thickness of the soil layer and the precipitation are really high and thin. So I would, I don't think that would be I don't think it has a slower rate of rock weathering. Okay. To me, it almost seems like it has the highest. So if I were to rank them, I'd say this is probably the highest. I think this is the slowest, so we'll see. Okay, location 3 has 32 to 33 inches. Okay, well, that's low precipitation, I would say. Oh, let me change colors up here. Okay, that would be low precipitation, medium thickness of soil, and steep hills. While the precipitation is low, so the weathering rate is slow there, but it's kind of medium for the soil layer and it's really steep hills. So that means it's going to be fast. So I don't think it's going to be as fast as the location 2, but I mean, based on the information, the data that's given, I would say it's probably average. I would probably say 3 because I mean, it has low rain, medium soil, but it just the steep hills are just getting me there. All right. So let's look at location 4, 34 to 35 inches. That's probably about a medium. I would say about a medium rate. The thin soil layer is thin. So we have, I'd say, a medium precipitation, thin soil layer, and medium hills. Well, it's medium and medium, but it has thin soil. So, I mean, I would probably make that maybe the second fastest just because of the amount of rain that it gets. And it's medium, it doesn't have anything in the low end, in the slow end. But looking at those locations, I mean, it looks to me that location 1, letter A, is the best choice for this. It's our best answer. Okay, oh my gosh, I want to change the color. Sorry. Location 1, choice A is the best answer. The other ones are really good, but it was the best. So did you see how I looked at the question, what it was asking? I looked at the charts and I really saw, okay, what are these charts telling me and how do I read them? Okay, and it gave you the answer within the charts. So, letter A is the correct answer.